fucking way. Throwing bets like haymakers. UFC fight night, no faking these heartbreakers. Punch stats, bankrolls, the scorecards never fold. Etoft21sports talking bold like this catch and go. Erik saying underdogs got swagger. Weight counter champs got a clan and jaw won't stagger. Money on the line, bets as sharp as a dagger. Hot cops, bling, flashing lights, heavyweight bagger. Etoft21 clash of minds, no surprise. Erik Blade in the ring, shouting nod, shooting high. Fight night dreams, cold cash gleam in their eyes. Betting broad, UFC calls on the podcast sky.
We have reached the part of the podcast where we're talking some UFC, and who better to come on than the man, the myth, the legend, my boy Wade, aka at TopFlightWagers. Wade, how you doing today, my man?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm ready for this pay-per-view. Been pretty excited about it all week. I know you're not as far as picks go, but I think the main card's going to have some pretty fun action.
I know, like you and I were talking beforehand. I love the cards like they had last week because those unknown guys where I feel I can find value. My boy Cole getting that plus 370 home last week. These ones where they're more of the mainstream fighters, I always have a hard time finding value. This is more your expertise. So hopefully we can hand the people out some winners. And also, I'm an old ass and I work too hard. So my ass goes to sleep at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. So with the UFC, wherever the Baca card, I was able to watch all of it. So
yeah, I actually really do like when those cards start early in the day. That's I think we're not the only ones who kind of enjoy the early cards, and I always hate when the main card starts at 10, and then usually the last fight doesn't even start till like 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, and like if I try to do the pay-per-view, my ass falls asleep on the couch with a Pacifico in hand. So
yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. You know how we do it, guys. We each have 3, and then we'll build you a DFS lineup. And Wade is shooting his shot with a huge parlay to start.
Yeah, why not try one of these out, man? I've been feeling pretty good about this one. Let's see if we can come to fruition. It's Jacoby Smith to get a knockout, Terrence McKinney to get a submission, and then Gregory Rodriguez to get the decision. So we've got a KO, a submission, and a decision for plus 1536. Got that on Bet365. You can look around. I really didn't price shop this, so heck, I probably could have I might have been able to get a 2,000 on this. I'm not really sure. I really just didn't want to plug this into 18 different books and find out what my best price was. So make sure you guys price shop. Jacoby Smith is a minus 15, 18, 2,000 favorite right now.
He's one of the biggest favorites on the card.
He lands 7.3 strikes per minute. He's got a 70% strike accuracy. He also has averages 11.5 takedown average, which I don't really love seeing a high takedown average, which usually means he can't really keep guys down. But he's got a 87% takedown accuracy, and I think he's going to be able to get Nico Price down, even though Price is experienced, and this might be one of those places where a veteran could catch one of these young up-and-comers. I'm not sure this is that one. I just think Smith is going to overwhelm him. I think he's probably going to be knocked down. He can knock him out, and he might be able to jump on him and do some kind of ground and pound. I don't think he's going to submit him. I think we're going to see more of a knockout from him, and I think that's the best case scenario for Smith. McKinney, man, I kept going back to the knockout here. I really do think this is a pretty good matchup for him. Borshev is just – he's not old as far as 33 years old, man, but he's just had a lot of fights in his career, and I think it's going to be – I think McKinney's going to be too fast. He's going to be too big for him. I think what's going to happen is they're going to get into a brawling match. I think McKinney's going to be able to get him hurt, and I think he's going to find a way to submit him, whether he jumps on his back, whether he knocks him on the ground and he gets on him. I think McKinney is in for a sneaky submission in this spot. He knows that Borshev has a clean boxing style, and I'm not sure he's going to want to stand there and fight with him all 3 rounds like that. So I think McKinney would like to get this to the ground, and I think he has some advantages there. So I like his number for the submission. And then Rodriguez is just really he's kind of first round or bust, so he could get a knockout. I did take Rodriguez's knockout and decision double chance as a play. I think that's a pretty good look because he's either going to find an early knockout or he's going to probably just beat it Hermanson up and get the decision win. So I think Rodriguez for the entire card was the one I felt the safest about as far as who he's going to win, and he has a really good chance to win the decision because it's just really hard to find a knockout in the first round. And And he's just, if he can't find that knockout early, I think more times than not, Hermanson can find a way to survive and get this thing to a decision. So for this money, I'll take a chance here.
Shoot or shoot, man. I love it. I love it. My first one, I'm going Talbot plus 155. I say it all the time. Gambling is about buying low, selling high, and that's what this is, a textbook overreaction. He was just a minus 1,200 favorite. Everyone was calling him the next big thing at bantamweight. He lost the decision. Now all of a sudden, we're getting plus 155 against Lima. I'm buying the dip. Talbot has the tools and the upside to beat Lima. We're talking about a guy with 7 KOs and 9 wins, once landed 145 strikes in a single fight. That's not normal output. That's pressure that breaks people. He strikes fast. He throws volume. He can make opponents uncomfortable in a hurry. That's how you win fights. Lima's good. No disrespect. He's riding a 14-fight winning streak. He's showing versatility, especially with his grappling, but he is not Barcelos, who Talbot lost to. He doesn't have the same experience or savvy. What I see is a spot where Talbot's size, pace, and pressure can flip the script, especially late in the fight. Talbot is a giant bantamweight. He's got the height, the reach edge, and if he makes a couple small adjustments, bends his knees a bit, rips the body more, picks his shots a little smarter, that's enough to tilt this fight in his favor. And let's not forget, Talbot's still green. He's only made his pro debut in 2021. That the loss to Barcelos, a reality check. Guys like him are explosive, relentless. They're built like a tank. I'm not going to fade him here after one tough decision loss. I expect Lima to start strong, but Talbot's pace will be a problem, especially the later we get into the round. Bottom line is we're getting a fighter that was minus 1,200 2 months ago. Now I'm getting plus 155, buying low, selling high. That's what old Uncle Rico does, my friend. Buying the dip, just like I do in the stock market. Next one, my friend. We both have the same one on this one. You are muted, my friend.
Yeah, I was going to say the Brandon Roybal plus money here. I'm taking him. Found him on Novik for plus 109. I don't know. The closer we're getting to tomorrow, the less I'm liking it, to be honest with you. It's so tough for me to go against Van. I love Van. I've been following him since he came into the UFC. He's an absolute killer, and I think at this point in time in their careers, I think Van does have the higher ceiling. I just think it's just such a tough, quick turnaround. This will be his 3rd fight since March. It's his 5th fight since September last year. Now he's going up against one of the most experienced fighters in the UFC who has fought pretty much everybody, and both of these. I just think this is a really quick turnaround for Van. I just don't know how much time he's had to prepare for Roybal, but at the same time, it's like how Van fights, how much time does he need to prepare? So I don't know. Just that for Roybal at dog money, I think it's worth it. If Roybal was like minus 125, minus 130, minus 155, I probably would not touch this line. He's coming off back-to-back split decision wins. And I think he actually wants to come out and make a statement against a very hot young prospect. I think he wants to get those split decisions out of his mind and actually look like he dominated a fight. We've seen time and time again that there's just levels in the UFC, and I think that we might see that here again. Like I said, I do believe Van, who's only 23 years old, will look good on Saturday night. This is a pretty big step up in competition. Van's boxing's clean. He's shown great composure in tough fights. I do expect a brawl, but I do think Roybal will probably find himself winning more of those exchanges. If Roybal does get on the ground, I think he's dangerous on his back. He can find submissions from anywhere. I just think he has more chances to win. Van really has to either knock him out or he's got to beat him over the course of 3 rounds with damage. And I just think Roybal is going to be smart enough to avoid him. He's going to keep the distance. He's going to attack when he needs to. And when he gets in those vulnerable positions, I think he can find submissions. So
I like it. I did him too. I got plus 109. Look at, I get it, Van. Been electric. The kid's 23, 4-fight heater. He's making the UFC look easy right now, but I can't shake the feeling. We've seen this set up before. We need to remember Royval's fight off against another hyped prospect in Tara. Yeah. Everyone thought the young gun was going to break out, and Royval just completely outcast him. That's what he does. He derails the hype train. Now, I'm not denying Van's power. Kid's got sharp hands, legit knockout ability, serious momentum, but he's also jumping back in just 3 weeks after his last fight. No full camp. Now he's facing the number one flyweight contender with a massive edge in experience, versatility, and fight IQ. That's a huge ass. Royval's striking has improved a ton since his early UFC days. You already know what he brings to the table with his grappling, 9 sub wins, good transitions, a real knack for scrambling. That's going to be a problem if Van overcommits or starts fading late. Let's talk fight IQ. Royval's gone the distance in 5 rounders with Moreno and Pajan. Van, we haven't seen him in the deep waters yet. Now he's facing a gritty guy who's tricky on a short turnaround. And if you guys watch Diamond Bets, my boy David, who does Diamond Bets with me, trains at the same gym that Royval's been working at. He said the dude looks locked in, looks in fight shape, laser focus, says he looks great. David is actually going to be out there, and if he wins, he's going to be partying with him after the fight. So you know what? Give me Royval plus 105.
Nice.
So I also told him if he saw Jessica Pena to get me her phone number too. So that's out there too. So shoot, my friend. Next one, my friend.
Yeah, don't hate me on the odds here, but I do think it's probably my favorite safest play on the board, even though saying Jonata Denise is safe. I'm not sure that is kind of crazy to say, but I think he's just got the right opponent to be safe here. Parlay with Ilia Topuria Moneyline and Jonata Denise. Got that a minus 175 on no big. I'm fine getting it as long as it's like under minus probably 180 or something. I really can't go that much higher on a parlay. It's kind of crazy at that point. I honestly wouldn't mind parlaying Topuria finish with Denise finish. That'd probably get you plus money, and I think that's very likely to happen. I just think Denise is a really good striker. He's got a clean technique. He's got incredible power. As long as he doesn't get put on his back like he did against Tybura, where he just looked terrible, I think he can learn from that fight. He's a fighter that I see who has 7 stoppages in his 9 professional fights. So I believe all 7 were by knockout. I think he's probably going to find a first or second round knockout here. Even though Alvin Hines looks to be very tough, very gritty, very strong, very durable, I think Denise's history of kickboxing and striking, along with his competition that he's fought, I think Denise is just going to be too much. He's going to be too quick. He's going to overpower him. And I just think that's even if Denise wins by a decision, I think it's going to be one of those 30-27 kind of decisions for Denise. And Topuria, honestly, I don't really want to go against the number for him is kind of crazy. I do think he's going to win. I love Charles so much. I just think it's a bad matchup stylistically for him. Sure, Charles could get him on the ground and get him in a position where he could submit him. It's anything's possible, but I just think Topuria is the second best fighter in the world right now, and I think he's poised to meet up with Islam here in a probably next year at some point. These are actually probably the 2 favorite fighters of mine on the entire UFC roster, Topuria and Oliveira, and now they're fighting. So tough one for me, but I just don't see how Topuria is going to lose this fight. I think he's probably going to finish it. If you look at wherever you look at, you can go. I feel like ESPN is the easiest place to look at when you want to look at a guy's roster, or their history of fights. I think there was only 1 or 2 times in Oliveira's it looked like 20 fights where he's been past the 3rd round. Obviously, some of those are 3rd round fights, but more normally they all end in finish within the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round. He's won a lot of those, but I don't think he's going to win this one, and I think it's going to be a train wreck. I don't think they're going to avoid each other for 5 rounds. So I think a good play would be to take Topuria and Denise to both finish the fight as well. So put that in your bag.
Hines looks like a guy that works a job and just does MMA on a weekend. The one that Denise is fighting against. He
does, and the thing with him is he just hasn't fought a lot of good competition yet. Heck, he could come out and surprise us. He looks dangerous. Most of his fights end by finish. So at this weight class, obviously anything can happen, man. But yeah, he's very big. He's overweight. I don't know. Maybe this could be just a weekend thing for him, like you said, but. He hurts people, so we'll see, man.
I did it. Give me Oliveira plus 330. I get it.
Why not?
Everyone and their damn cousin is on Illa this weekend. I totally get it. But when we look at Oliveira, this guy holds a UFC record for finishes and subs, a former lightweight champ with wins over Gaethje, Poirier, and Chandler. He's not just washed. He's not washed. He's not done. This is a winnable fight. If we're looking at the tape, look at his losses. He lost to Isma, who's the best wrestler in the sport, lost to Arman, also elite, and Oliveira lost a razor-close split decision to Poirier. He's not that style. He's a striker, powerful, precise, dangerous striker, no doubt. But he's stepping in against a lightweight with 5 inches of reach, 3 inches of height, and a decade of high-level UFC experience. Let's be real. Oliveira hasn't been knocked out since 2017. He's been dropped, sure, but he's always bounced back. He thrives in chaos. That's his whole game. You clip him, you better finish him fast or he's dragging you into the fire. Pressure, pace, and submission game are the problem. Topuria hasn't seen this dude's doesn't take his foot off the gas. He's walking forward, throwing front kicks, elbows, sneaky boxing combos, and it just doesn't stop. Topuria is going to feel that difference at 155, especially if this gets into the third and fourth rounds, those deep values. Now, let's talk some value. Topuria might win this fight, but I don't think he wins it 77% of the time, which is implied with his odds at minus 400. This isn't Herb Swanson or Volkanovski. This is Oliveira, who's only lost twice in nearly a decade, has finished more fights than Topuria's even been in. He's got the size edge, the 5-round cardio edge, the jiu-jitsu advantage, and he's coming in with something to prove. Topuria is elite. He's never fought at lightweight, never fought a grappler like Oliveira, has never gone 5 rounds at this level. This is a huge step up. So, yeah, I'm back in the veteran, the finisher, the former champ. Plus 330 is too juicy for me to pass up. So give me Oliveira plus 330, my friend. Let's talk some UFC, dude. Let's go ahead. Let's pull this bad boy up. Oops. Boom. There we are. Hi, my man. What are you thinking? I mean, are we just gonna? Do you feel you need? Smith is 9,900. So I guess that's the question right now.
No, I don't want to mess with him. I mean, what's the? How much do you get value for a first round knockout? Even though I'm not sure he's going to get exactly one.
You know, like it's just like an extra 10 points. You get takedowns and control time are the key here.
Yeah, he's not going to get them. Can you organize it by the? Yeah, what's the? I think Topuria, because he's going to get all if the fight goes deep, he's going to get off all sorts of strikes and damage, and we both like what's his name, Roy Ball is a good price. I think that fight's going to go possibly decision, so he'll get all sorts of. Even if he loses, he'll get all sorts of strikes, and hopefully, I guess he could always take it to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Who's at the very bottom? We got any value with the cheap guys?
Got my boy.
Probably like Hikara, right?
Got my boy.
I wouldn't mind taking Kaikara.
I take Hikara. Okay, that opens it up a little bit.
I'm big on Pantoja. I think Pantoja is going to win personally, but I think that could go 3 rounds. I think Kaikara can get off some shots. I think Delgado and Animal will be violent. I think Rodriguez wins. I think McKinney wins. Pantoja wins. Cortez wins. Denise wins. So who else is at the bottom? Is there anybody else at the bottom? I don't want to put Cortez in there. I can't stand these women, dude.
I love Cortez. She's in my top 5.
It's like if Oliveira just lasted.
We can't. We're going to put Topuria in, so we can't put Oliveira.
Maybe
could get an early finish. You want to go him?
Who?
McKinney.
Probably. God, I like that van. Looks good too. Like Van and Roy Ball are probably both going to score.
Yeah, but we want the winner though, man. So we do this.
I like the card, although I guess the question for you is, wait, I guess that wouldn't matter anyway. So we remove Kai. We can't add Pantoja. I was gonna say, who do you think is gonna win out of Pantoja and Kai? I'm only saying Kai because I think he might get a lot of like strikes and stuff. I don't think he's gonna win.
I mean, I'll probably be betting Kai. Full transparency.
You like the value though.
Yeah. Let's do it this: Torpilla, Ravel, Talbot, Kai, Rodriguez, McKenny.
But do you think Kai's going to win, or are you just betting it because of the value?
No, I think he legitimately has a shot of winning.
I think Pantoja's going to take him. Fuck. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine leaving with Kai. I think he's going to get some damage.
So our DFS lineup is
I like that. Let's go.
McKinney, Rodriguez, Kai, Talbot, Ravar, and Torpilla. There you have it, guys. I don't think there's an event next week because of the 4th of July, right?
I have not looked ahead.
July. Nope. Next one. Oh, we got Nashville. We got Luis Teixeira for the Nashville main card. July 12th. Maybe that may be the one we may have to go.
What did you just say?
Derek Lewis is back.
Oh, that's an awful card.
Dude, these are the cards I love, dude. These are the cards I love. Wade, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day, coming on, talking a little UFC. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, my friend?
Yes, come check us out over on X. You can also follow me over on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube daily with our baseball videos at TopFlightWagers. Come join us for a 3 free day trial and peek behind the curtain for the weekend. We've got actually got quite a loaded slate today. Probably should have taken a break from my cell phone and the computer and walked away around noon, but we've loaded up on today's baseball slate. So hopefully we cash on that. Hopefully we have a good weekend with the UFC, and hope we can sweep our picks on the show. So
make sure to give my boy Wade a follow. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Best of luck. Enjoy your 4th, and we'll talk soon, my friend.
Yep, you too.